as a judge made several decisions today that could shape the trial of Mario Fernandez-Saldana. Now, he's the man prosecutors accuse of helping plot the 2022 death of Jared Bridegan, along with Bridegan's ex-wife, Shanna Gardner. Biljana Garland watched today's proceedings play out in the courtroom in our First Coast. And Biljana, walk us through what the judge decided today.
The judge sided with Mario Fernandez-Saldana's team as she's blocking two conversations prosecutors wanted jurors to hear for now, but they still have a chance to fight to get that evidence back in court during the trial. At the pretrial hearing Tuesday, Judge Lyndon Kite made a ruling on a past conversation between Shanna Gardner and her friend. Prosecutors say Gardner told her friend that she wanted to, quote, eliminate Bridegan. Mario Fernandez-Saldana's defense team says this conversation is protected under spousal privilege, which means any private communication between spouses is usually protected. Former federal prosecutor Curtis Fallgatter says spousal privilege does not hold up when one spouse tells a friend something.
So the privilege there doesn't apply at all. So I'm puzzled about why that possibly is being kept out.
The judge agreed with the defense's request to keep the conversation out of trial, but prosecutors could come back during the trial, away from the jury, to make additional arguments for this conversation to be allowed. Judge Kite made a second ruling on a similar request. This one is related to a person who prosecutors say overheard a conversation between Gardner and Fernandez-Saldana. Prosecutors wanted to use what they heard in court, but the defense asked Judge Kite to keep it out of the trial because of spousal privilege.
Even if they're agreeing to commit a crime together, the privilege still applies.
The judge agreed with the defense to keep it out, but also left the door open for prosecutors to bring this back at trial with additional arguments.
So the judge's ruling is consistent with the law that marital privileges are protected.
But Fallgatter says if there is another person present, the spousal privilege won't apply. But he says Gardner and Fernandez-Saldana may not have known someone else was listening to their conversation.
And so they still thought it was a confidential communication, even though it wasn't.
Jury selection begins August 10th, and that was what most of the hearing was about, was the logistics for jury selection. And what's still unresolved is whether Bridegan's widow's cell phone records will be allowed in court. In Jacksonville, I'm Biljana Garland. First Coast News on your side.